Well, everybody, this is max pain right now happening in the cryptocurrency market. Crypto is bleeding, stocks are tanking, and everyone is asking why, what's happening. I'm going to give you guys a simple breakdown in this video, talk a little bit about everything related to this crypto market crash and what looks to be the start of the bear market. And this is not to freak you out. We see bear markets in every cycle. And for the 4-year cycle, people out there who have been chanting that the 4-year cycle is still intact, well, we've once again topped in Q4 of the 4-year cycle. It's happened now 4 straight times. And I would be absolutely shocked if we somehow reversed before year's end and got back over 126K at this point. However, I do think there is a silver lining about this bear market that we're currently entering. I don't think it'll last as long as they usually do, and I'll tell you why later on in the video. But let's talk first and foremost about this market right now. I think one of the big things that people aren't really talking enough about is the fact that all of a sudden interest rates are not coming down fast enough. And this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin, by the way, guys. We have lost just a ton of value this week. We were up at 95K. We are at $82,000. But the market priced in aggressive rate cuts. And the Fed is now essentially signaling slower cuts and maybe even no cuts this quarter in the final quarter of 2025. When we have higher rates, it puts way more pressure on liquidity. It makes it way more expensive to borrow money. And risk on assets like crypto get hit first. Tech stocks get hit. Anything, quote, high risk. And stocks start to follow it. The cascade started with Bitcoin, and now yesterday it started with the stock market. And the economic data we just got is another big reason and a factor of what's going on right now. CPI and PPI came in higher than expected. Job numbers came in stronger than expected. This tells the market a few things. It tells the market that inflation isn't dead. Now the Federal Reserve has to stay tight. And what happens as a result of this is the market drops. And we're seeing now forced liquidations across the board in crypto. Leverage was at multi-month highs. Open interest was bloated. I think it all started back on October 10th, and we have not been able to recover from that. 4 days after we hit an all-time high, we got the flash crash on that Friday, October 10th. And as soon as Bitcoin dipped, billions of dollars in long liquidations triggered. And this has created a cascade effect. Altcoins are nuking. Perp funding is totally flipping the other direction. Liquidity's evaporating. And it's a domino effect of selling. Even those on the spot market get spooked here during these times. And we saw it coming, though. I mean, we saw the writing on the wall. And if you've been watching this channel, one of our most important metrics to watch out for was ETFs and outflows. 2 days ago, we saw the biggest outflow day of Bitcoin's history. And we started to see weeks of outflows. We also lost the 50-day moving average, which I've been telling my private community members that was the most important indicator. Once we lost and stayed below the $101,000 level, we flipped bearish. So we started to stable up a lot of our top altcoins. Now, Bitcoin is a little bit different for me. I have an average cost of around $48,000 personally. I'm just looking to stack here, waiting for the bottom to kind of exist. And once I start to see a little bit of a trend reversal, then I'll start to bulk buy back in, right? And I mean a longer term trend, on the weekly and monthlies. But when ETFs stop buying, the market loses momentum now. Sellers dominate. Even mild ETF outflow sparks market sell-offs because ETFs have been the number one driver of Bitcoin's upside since they went live in early January. And we've got a global risk off sentiment now. Geopolitical tensions are rising. There's a lot going on in Japan, and that is impacting the US markets. Bond yields are ticking up. The dollar is strengthening. And when the dollar pumps, everything else dumps. It's just that simple, guys. Now, big tech earnings came in below expectations. Aside from a few, forward guidance was revised down. Mega cap tech wobbles. The entire S&P shakes because of the Mag 7 and how much they prop up the overall market. But crypto specific fear is also here as well when it comes to regulation. Renewed concerns around the SEC's next moves have, I think, also created a cascade effect downwards. Fear around exchange reserves, potential investigations. We've got stablecoin flows slowing down, market makers pulling back liquidity. And this cycle, remember, is institutionally driven. When the institutions start to take risk off the table, everything moves together. Crypto is no longer a retail driven playground. Flows are macro sensitive now. And I think this is a very, very important point. But here's the key: long term fundamentals haven't changed. Spot ETFs still are here. We're going to get many more of them for top altcoins. Adoption is still accelerating. Tokenization is still happening. This is a macro driven flush, not the end of crypto. Stay calm, stay informed, and prepare for the rebound. And I am personally eyeing, into 2026 around that time that we get midterm elections in early April. That's kind of what I'm eyeing. I think we can eventually find a bottom here. It gets kind of boring, chop, chop, chop. If it happens sooner than that, great. But that's what I'm eyeing right now. We'll continue to be on top of all of this for you. Appreciate you all for being here. These are important times in the market. I know it's not fun, but this is where the rich get richer. These are the opportunities, guys. When they present themselves, this is how you quickly get out ahead. It's when you can make the best moves during the red market. So we'll be here every step of the way. I mentioned we've got the Patreon link down below. If you're interested in come checking us out over there and join a private community, we're talking strategy. You got full portfolio access, all the moves I'm making, buy and sells, and we got live calls, exclusive video content as well for you here. So appreciate you all for watching this video. Thank you guys so much. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already.